Okay, it's now 11 o'clock. Would like to welcome everybody. I'm sure we'll have some other guests joining us, and we're recording this in any case, so there'll be something for you to share with any colleagues that aren't able to participate in the call. But in any case, my name is Brian. I'm the marketing manager here at Finnplay, and I'd like to welcome you all from your various seclusions from the COVID-19 virus. I trust we're all safely locked away at home, trying to work with minimal distraction. I appreciate you all taking a little bit of time to join us for this overview of our new product. We are really excited to be launching this. It's been a long time in the making. This is a new tool that we've developed in partnership with a company called OptiKPI. And this tool is designed to help you boost your engagement on your site. We call it the Engagement Manager. Today's call I expect will take about half an hour. I'm going to go through a short presentation that gives an overview of the tool. Turn the screen over to Puru. Puru is the CTO with OptiKPI, and he's going to give a demonstration in the back end of how the tool works. So, and also let's keep this interactive. I know we've got a pretty small audience today, but it's growing by the minute. And please, if you have a question, feel free to unmute your mic and jump in. We will also have a question and answer session at the end. So let's get started. Okay, and I'm gonna just. So OptiKPI, as I said, it's a combination. It's a CRM tool, but it's also an e-marketing platform, and it integrates real-time data analytics into your work. It's an intelligent tool, and it's going to help you maximize your player value by engaging the players with personalized communications and bonuses. So this is really about being able to drill down and create very personalized bonuses and deliver them to your players at exactly the right moment. You can segregate the players into very customizable subgroups, and you do that based on their activities and behaviors on the site. And again, there's a wide variety of different activities and behaviors you can select for. And then you can automate communications with them. So based on triggers that you set up on specific conditions, and those things can be related to anything happening in the game. So it can be wins, losses, rounds played. It can be related to withdrawals or deposits. It can be time triggered, so it can be the length of time, if it's been an hour or a week or a month after they registered. You can automate either push notifications, emails, or SMSs, and you can link this with bonus campaigns. So you get those bonus offers and you deliver them to the player at exactly the right moment. And then the better thing is that once that's done, you can actually observe your campaigns happening in real time using graphical analysis and use that intelligence to refine and improve your campaigns. So it feeds back into itself, and you can constantly update your player segmentations, your actions, your triggers, and use that to create even more effective campaigns. So it works something like this. You have your data coming in, which is then segmented into different player groups. And in this system, which Puru will show you later, a single criteria is what's called a card. And so on a card, there's a card view where you can see live all the different activities of your players according to single criteria. And then you can also create segments, which are multiple criteria filtered to create even more specific subgroups of your players. And then you can automate actions based on certain triggers. So when they meet a certain threshold, you can automate an action. It can be an SMS, it can be a push notification on desktop or mobile, and you can deliver, or an email, and you can deliver, for example, a bonus to them at just the right moment. And then you'll have a dashboard where you can view the results, and you can then use that intelligence to feed back in to refine your segmentations and messages and bonuses. This is what the card dashboard looks like. These are the single criteria. So you can see if you're looking on your phone, this text is going to be a little small, but Here are some examples. Deposited at least once. Users registered in the past 3 days. Users registered in the past 15 minutes. Deposited in the last 48 hours. Players losing 500 and more. So you can set all these up in a very customizable way and change them dynamically. And the data from your site is going to feed in real time into these cards in your card view. Then you can go even further. So you can create a segment. So a segment is a group of cards. You can use the cards as filters to create really tightly segmented player groups in a customized way. Once you've done that, you define the triggers, so the thresholds, and then you can select to create either a push notification, SMS, email, or a custom action, which is your bonus. There's also a calendar view, so you can set, for example, time-based promotions and campaigns. So it can be, for example, a Valentine's Day promotion or a Christmas promotion or whatever it may be, and you'll be able to see these in your calendar as part of your plan. And then you have dashboards. So in fact, you have multiple dashboards. You can create a variety of customized dashboards with customized, there are preset graphical views, but you can also have your own made. Then these can be viewed dynamically, so you can see the performance of your site live while it's happening. And this is the overall system architecture. So on the left side here, you have Titan and all the modules. Well, in fact, the whole package is Titan, but the traditional gaming activity occurring either on the payments, the games, or the user side feeds into the engagement manager. The engagement manager then does the analysis, the segmentation, and will send out the personalized bonuses and notifications. You can see on the right side that there already are some pre-integrated service providers. For example, SendGrid, Twilio, and Firebase are already integrated, and we can add more as needed. You can also export the data via CSV file and use that for your own internal reporting. And the engagement manager has its own back office, which is what I'm going to turn it over now to Puru to give a demonstration for you and maybe even set up a mini action that we can see happening in real time. Would you like to share your screen, Puru? Thank you, Puru.
You can share the screen?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Thanks, Brian, for the introduction of the tool. Yes. Hi, guys. Yeah. Welcome. And yes. So Brian has already gone through the few information about the tool. So yeah. Let me also. I'm trying to do a quick demo here. So I just registered a new user in my test site. So hopefully this data comes to OpticAPI very soon, and we'll be able to do some live actions. So in the meantime, yeah, also OpticAPI, right? The first thing, what you do with OpticAPI when you have installed, so you need to add data into OpticAPI. So you do it via the list. So the list is the mechanism where we collect user profiles and other events related to the players, like gameplay activity, like what games he played, and payment informations like that. So here you can see here, like we have user profiles collected here. So these are like the lists are live. That means whenever something happens in the site, the data comes immediately into OpticAPI. So that's how you are able to set up real-time campaigns. So so we have the user list where we collect all kind of the user informations like the registration time and other informations like whether he has enabled campaign and he would like to like receive SMS or emails, and all these informations get collected under the user. And another list is this is a gameplay list, so where we have all the games he's playing in is collected here, and this data also comes in real time from the Finnplay payment platform, and the payment. So these are the fundamental list we work with, and obviously when we do more and more promotions, probably we will get more other list also can be come into play later. So, so as I mentioned, like, so we have the list. The next thing, once you have the data into Optic API, the next thing is to segment them, right? So, so here we have this functionality called card. So card will give you at any given time, based on your criteria, your unique user count of that list based on your criteria. So, so for example, I would like to see so people who have registered in this month, for example. Yeah. So I'll get a count of how many people have registered in this month, right? So and similarly, so we can also see like we can add more criteria here who was registered in this month, and let's say who are eligible to receive email. So we have our system that represents as number one in our system. So so this gives like 23 players are eligible to receive email campaigns. So we can just create this as a role here. Okay, and just save it. So here you can see all your cards arranged here. So these are like other cards we have created before. So this is our the last created card. So you can also see the cards based on the list you have imported. So these are the cards from the payment list, and these are the cards based on the user list. So one of the thing we would like to do, right? So so this kind of trigger. So like we have created a card, so we would like to, let's say, wait for some time after registration, and if he has not done any work, we would like to, let's say, send him an email, right? So if you see this criteria first here, so he says like wait for 10 minutes of registration. Here it could be anything. You can choose like you want to wait for like 1 day after registration, or let's say 10 days after registration. So let's say, so just for purpose. So so we have people who have registered 10 days ago. Okay, and then I would like to, so people who have registered 10 days ago, and I would like to add them into a segment. So here I'll go to segment now. So the segment is similar to cards, but what you do there is you combine those smaller lists to make a bigger complex segments. So for example here, so a player who has deposited recently and he has not played a game in last 5 minutes. So if you see here, what does it do? It takes all the cards. It takes a card where we have created it in the previous step. We add it here, like who has like made payments 5 minutes ago, and exclude the players who have played a game recently. This will give us players who have deposited recently but haven't played any game. So now, so you can add an action to that group. Like you would like to do some email communications or a push notification or an SMS communication like that. So so I would like to set up, let's say, yeah, just for example, and we have configured our email provider, so that's chosen here, and you can create your email template right right in this place. Or you can also import an external HTML content, email content here, for example. Okay. Okay, so I just put a template here and I give a name. Okay, players deposited and not played a game. Okay. Email trigger, let's say. So once this is done, so this trigger is now set up. So whenever a player comes to this bucket where he has deposited or not done any activities, email with corresponding information will be triggered. The same way, we can also trigger for the similar segment a custom action. So here, I have configured a lot of different type of APIs that we have in the back office. So here we use like a free spin API. So once you choose a free spin API, this gives like a 5 to 10 free spin based on how we configured in the system. And or you can add into an existing campaign. If you have a campaign configured in the system, you can add it into a campaign. So you can choose any of this kind of actions. And same, yes. So now, same thing, like we are sending a message at the same time for the same campaign or for the same group, we are also giving a free spin. So by the same time he receives the email, he will also get a free spin in his account at the same time. And apart from that, so once you have whenever the player receives the email or on the free spins, you get a report here. So you can see like how many people have received the free spin action has been invoked, and how many of them it's been delivered, and how many open those emails. So you can track all those email bounces and email opening rate from right in this screen. And same for the bonuses, you are also able to see like for how many people we have sent the bonus and how many has used those bonus. So we'll be able to see a report for each of those actions we configured here on the action report screen. And so the other thing is like, so we also have this is like for setting up an action with a trigger. The trigger comes from the card, and based on the card or segment, you set up the trigger. Also, we have a kind of this kind of scheduled actions where you can you would like to do something like Friday morning, 8 o'clock. So you can select the time, and you can add an action to that particular time. So it automatically schedules an action at the exact time. It can trigger an email, and the other things still remains the same. So yeah, so you go through the same process, like what you would like to do on the like kind of like weekly newsletter or any kind of subject we can trigger. We can also set up that way. Yeah, same way. So let me quickly just put a text here. Okay. So the most basic things as we configure, right? So we have seen that cards. So even for individual cards also we can add an action directly, or you can also do the same thing from segments too. And you can create, as you said, like you can create your segments based on other cards what you have created in the previous steps. Um, you can add the card, you can exclude them, can filter like who have made. Yes. So here you can see, like here it gives a list of players who registered this month. Let's say I would like to take people who deposited this month, or yeah, so who made some recent deposit. So then you get all the people who have not deposited. Then you can set up a trigger for this segment, right? So these are the basic, the most basic concepts of Optic API. And then also we have the dashboards here, as we mentioned, so where you can track all your reports and KPI in a graphical format. So for example, I take last 30 days for this month, so you will be able to see like how many people have registered at any given time in last months, and what are the deposits happening, when they are happening, and what was the total deposits and total newly registered players. So, and you can add any kind of metrics you want to track from your dashboard also. Okay, any question, guys?
I had a question. Is it possible that we could export this aggregated data into our backup system if we are using third-party integration?
Yes. So for example, here, so each of the segments there, you can download them as a CSV file at any
Is it
given time.
possible via an API? CSV would mean a manual upload. So basically what we want to do is like a daily backup.
Okay, so we haven't, we have only APIs from an incoming perspective, but this is like in the pipeline, like how do we export the data? It's in the pipeline. Currently, it's done via CSV at any place.
Okay, no, CSV is not an option for us because we are using Simplify as being as a email provider. So we would like to export some aspects of the aggregation into that system.
Yeah, we can think about it, like it's possible, but we need to plan it out, and based on our roadmap, we need to see like where it fits.
Okay, great, thanks.
I have a question, please. As the campaigns are dynamic based on real-time data, essentially we'd want to set up the segments to reflect the player's life cycle stages. So could we view at a glance when a player has essentially completed a goal and moved on to a next segment showing that that particular campaign was successful? So for example, we target players who have placed a first deposit and we want them to place a second, and players who have placed a second, we want them to place a third. Can we see how they move on, how they progress in that journey, and how many goals have been completed? Can we track that?
Yes. So we have journeys, Optic API journeys in the pipeline. We are planning to launch it in May timeframe. It will be live. It's currently under dev testing. So we have few elements already here based on that. Like let's say you have a campaign. Currently, it's a little bit manual process, but we are making it more graphical in the upcoming stages. But let me show you an example here. So I have sent a marketing email for players who registered today, and so I see like one of them is opened it, right? So I would like to proceed with those guys. I would like to do something else for them. Let's say they are in this bucket. You want to move them to a deposit bucket. So what I can do is I can launch a new action to get them for a deposit. So here, so I would like to collect people from the existing actions, right? So it was like this one, yeah. So I want to people who has part of this action and who has opened that email. Right. So now, so you get all the players who are part of that action, and now you can add him and add him either a bonus offer, right? So these guys who have opened, you can target them a new campaign saying that. So currently it's a little bit manual, as I see, right? So you do a steps, we call it as steps. So you do the first campaign and you take the first campaign's output as the information and do the setup the next campaign. But we are making it more graphical in the later phase. But now it's possible by using this rule engine I mentioned here.
Sorry, Puru. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I think you could do that manually currently with a count on deposits. So you would have registered and 0 deposits, registered and 1 deposit, and so on. And this way you can have a count on those players that have that criteria of number of deposits, and you have basically 3 segments.
Yes.
Can you count on deposits?
Yeah.
But thanks for that. But can you also link that to the campaign? So you showed us they've opened the email and we can do the deposit count as you just mentioned. But can we link that to the particular campaign that was sent out to them by email, so we know they claimed that bonus?
Yeah, that's what I mentioned, right? You select the particular campaign, right? And only those players you can target, as I mentioned there. Right?
Okay, so we know that they've actually claimed that bonus.
Yes. So let's say this is like free spin, okay? And we have given the free spin to this player, right? And we can see whether he has used that free spin based on the game actions, right? Or turnover actions. You can see that whether he has used the bonus. Then you can setting up the other campaign based on that information.
But can you see that here on this dashboard somewhere? Or are you referring to a separate back office to see the claim of the bonus?
What I mean by claim of the bonus is like, I'll show you quickly here. Let me go here. First of all, let's create a card now based on the actions. Okay. So I want like first get all the players whom we gave him the bonus. Okay. So let's say this was which one was it? Yeah. So this one. Okay, so we have a card where 2 people have received this bonus, right? Actual free spin bonus. Okay. Okay, and you save it. Okay, and now in the gameplay, so we create a new card based on the game. Okay, so we don't have that information whether he has used that actual money, but I assume that we have that information also. For example, in the game round, let's say players used promo money to play. Okay, or players used free spin or something. Okay. Okay, I'm assuming that information is coming in game rounds. So here there are like some variables that can tell us, okay, whether he has used a free spin. Okay, and for example, let's say now I'm going to create a segment. Okay, so I want to create a segment who received free spins. Okay, and player used free spins to play. Okay, so here you have one guy who has received the free spin and he has played the game. So you know that he has used the free spin, right? Because he played it after receiving free spin from the campaign. Okay, so you can set it up with the action, and also you can do another thing here, right? You have sent him a free spin, but he has not played anything, right? So you can now get everything here, like player used free spin. Now you get everybody who received who yeah player everybody who received the free spin but didn't use the free spin to play. Then you can also target them, like why you have not used the free spin. You can follow up with them. Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
And of course, at any time you can see all the cards related to the action and payments and user like this easily. So,
I had another question is, when it comes to giving out free spins, do you have any feature where we could give incremental free spins? So for example, on sign up, if I say you have 50 free spins, but then the 50 free spins is divided into 10 free spins per day for the 5 days from sign up.
okay, I think see all Optic API is to trigger an external API based on an action, right? So how do we create a new API? Let me show you how I have configured. So this is how I have configured an API. So not this one. Sorry. Okay, yeah. So I have the endpoint, like where the API endpoint is there, and then I have all this information set up here, like all the information that is needed by the API, right? So this is all it can do. The kind of incremental payout, I think it has to be actually configured probably using a campaign API. There is another kind of API where I can add players to an existing campaign in the platform. All I need to do is like invoke the same API with a campaign ID.
Okay.
So that then the actual system take care of giving out the money based on the campaign.
So basically, like what I want to do is I want, like, as soon as the player signs up, I want to give him 10 free spins per day for the next 5 days, irrespective of his action, if he's made a deposit or not.
Okay,
How can I set that up?
Yeah, that we can do. That we can do here, right? So you can you just need to have probably those 5 segments or 5 cards basically registered yesterday, registered 2 days ago, registered 3 days, registered 4 days, registered 5 days. So you have 5 cards, and you set up a trigger for them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we'll have, okay, so it'll be different cards then.
Yeah, different cards here.
Yeah.
So the cards will be your basic entity, and you can it will not take much time to set it up once, right?
Yeah.
So like you have today, yesterday, like we have different types of registration tools here.
Yeah. Great. Thanks.
Okay, do we have any more questions? We had budgeted this call for about 40 minutes. We're coming up on that. No need to cut it short, but of course, if you want a more personalized demonstration from us, just please contact us through your account manager, and we'll set up personal presentations and meetings for each of you. So are there any more questions for Puru or the team today? Brilliant. Well, thank you all for taking some time to join in the presentation. I hope you found this interesting. We're really excited to launch this, like I said, and look forward to hearing from you in the next day or two if you're interested to move forward with this tool.
Small question there, Ian. When will this be available for us to use?
Sorry?
When will this system be able for us to use?
Brian, will you take that question?
I think we're finalizing the integration now, so within the next week or two. So, you know, the amount of time it takes to set up the commercials and get things moving, you know, I would definitely say within the early to mid part of April, we should be live.
Okay, thanks.
No problem. Great. Well, thank you again, everybody. I hope this was interesting, and look forward to hearing from you, like I said, in the coming days. And good luck with your quarantines. I hope your work continues efficiently.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye,
Bye.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.